almost all of us in some way or another, and I am right with you. About a year and a half ago, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I got lucky. I caught it fairly early, and I was cared for by the amazing world-class staff at Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which is part of the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center. And because of the amazing care that I received, I'm standing before you a cancer-free guy today. Thank you very much. However, as we all know, we don't all get lucky. We don't all catch it early. It is my pleasure right now to bring to the stage Mr. Ren Whiting, whose family has a bit of experience in dealing with cancer. Ren Whiting.
I want to thank the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center for inviting me here today. My wife Gretchen, who some of you may remember, spoke at this event 4 years ago. Our family has a very deep and personal appreciation for the importance of early detection. Gretchen died from melanoma in 2009 after being misdiagnosed over 12 years ago. It all started back in 1998 when Gretchen noticed she had a mole on her arm that had changed. So we went to a local dermatologist to get checked out. 2 biopsies later, from 2 different labs, the results came back negative. Moved forward 7 years, and in that time, Gretchen and I had gotten married, had our son Jack, who's here in the audience with us today, and we had just moved to Seattle from Boston. We had a wonderful life. But then, just before Christmas in 2004, Gretchen noticed a lump in her armpit. It turned out to be stage 3 melanoma. We were shocked and devastated by this news, and we instantly thought back to that mole. Now, because tissue samples saved from biopsies, and with improvements in technology over that time period, the doctors of the Hutch were able to see that the mole was indeed cancerous. Our family, and in particular Gretchen, we just did not want to get deterred by this bad diagnosis. We were not going to get bitter, and instead we put all of our efforts into fighting this cancer. This was the start of a very long and painful journey, and I'd like to share just a couple of examples to give you a sense of what it was like. Starting in February 2005, Gretchen had her first major surgery where they removed 39 lymph nodes from her armpit and along her collarbone. This was followed by radiation and a year-long treatment of interferon. After the interferon treatment, we were very anxious to get our first full set of scan results. Now, there is nothing more gut-wrenching than sitting in a doctor's office waiting to get results from scans. It's one of those rare times in one's life where you can be absolutely thrilled or completely devastated within moments. Now this time, well, I just explain a little bit. I remember sitting in the doctor's office, staring at that office door, waiting to see what the facial expression was going to be like on the doctor when he came in. Now this time the news was fantastic. The scans were completely clear. So Gretchen and I decided to go out that night to celebrate. We were so excited. And this is where cancer can be so crushing. That very same night, when we got back home from dinner, Gretchen noticed a lump on the side of her neck, the one place the scans didn't cover. The cancer was back, and we were once again shattered. The next example was about a year and a half later. By now, Gretchen's cancer had moved to her vital organs, so we're starting the only approved treatment for stage 4 melanoma, which was interleukin-2, also known as IL-2. This is a particularly brutal treatment which requires a patient to be checked into an intensive care unit of a hospital for up to a week at a time. With each treatment, Gretchen gained nearly 50 pounds of water weight, which is a lot for someone who only weighed about 110 pounds at the time. Her skin would leak under the pressure. She had a bright red rash all over her body, which itched terribly. She had sheets of skin peeling off her hands and her feet, and she had horrible mouth sores, which made it nearly impossible for her to eat. And on top of all that, she had terrifying hallucinations. She ended up doing this treatment 5 times, but in the end, The IL-2 cannot stop the spread of the disease. Towards the end of her life, Gretchen was in unbearable pain. She couldn't eat, walk, sit up, or even carry on a conversation. The cancer had beaten her. She died on May 12, 2009. I am still in awe of her incredible courage and determination throughout her 4.5-year battle with melanoma. She was an amazing woman, wife, and mother, and we miss her deeply. Fighting cancer is exhausting. The doctor's appointments are endless. It never leaves your mind. It can be terrifying. I'm speaking with you today because I want to do whatever I can to prevent this from happening to patients and their families. And the key is early detection. With your help, the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center has made great progress in early detection research. And they're doing all they can to get the word out. If you are diagnosed early, you dramatically increase your chances of survival. Think of what the Pap test has done for cervical cancer. Our very own doctors at the Hutch are making amazing progress in identifying biomarkers in our blood that will warn us of potentially deadly cancers lurking within our bodies. Imagine a day when all you have to do is take a blood test, and doctors will be able to tell if you have cancer or if you are predisposed to a particular type of cancer long before you were ever symptomatic. You wouldn't have to suffer the horrendous treatments Gretchen did as a late-stage cancer patient. Gretchen probably would be alive today. Your donations today will help our scientists make these discoveries. And to help make your donations today go even further, for the first time at the Hutch Award Luncheon, we have an anonymous Hall of Fame-worthy challenge donor who has committed to matching all of our donations up to $100,000 today. So I'd like to thank you for listening to my story, and thank you for supporting the Hutch Award Luncheon and early cancer detection research. And remember, early detection is vital. Thank you.
Yo.
Ren, thank you so much for sharing your story. Ren and his family's story is a reminder of why we are here today. Early detection is vital. Researchers at the Hutchinson